Welcome to Nasdaq Trade Talks. I'm Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at Nasdaq. Joining me is Mark Sebastian, COO of OptionPit, with our monthly options expiration review. And of course, Mark, January options expiration is always something just a little bit extra special with the amount of volume that's expected.
Yes, I mean, especially with this being in the equities, these January options have been around for over 2 years. So there is a lot, and I mean a lot, of options rolling off the tape today. So it'll be really interesting to see, where those open positions go. Do they reopen in other leaps, or do they, as they've been doing, move to shorter and shorter dated trading? Does a lot of the trading stay in February or in even the weeklies?
Yeah, that's a good point. And Mark, when we think about options expiration Friday, does a lot of the positioning happen with the days up into it, or does it actually, in fact, take place for the most part on Friday?
Well, typically you start seeing the rolling taking place on a big, long-dated positions, starting, even in December, a month ahead of time. Leaps are unique because they are around for so long that these massive positions can form. And we've had such a crazy move that a lot of out-of-the-money calls that traders sold to produce income on hedges or bought as a YOLO are coming into play here. So it's really, again, I think fascinating what's going to happen over the next couple of days with all of this open interest coming off the tape.
Let's talk about some volatility trends, whether it's in VIX, whether it's in vol-Q. I kind of expected a little bit more volatility going into what could potentially be contentious next week. And then we also have the transition of power, and there's a pandemic still there, and there's still a lot of uncertainty that's out there. What are your thoughts around that?
I think next Wednesday is going to be the day to watch. There are two things happening. The January future expires on that morning in VIX and vol-Q, right? So that's really important. And then that afternoon, Joe Biden gets inaugurated into office. So I think you have two events that are going to put a lot of pressure on February futures in vol-Q and in the VIX itself. We could also see those indexes face a lot of pressure. I'm looking for Wednesday and Thursday to potentially bring us new post-pandemic lows. So, the low on the VIX is around 21.5. The low on vol-Q is around the same. And I expect both of those to see some pressure. Now, vol-Q, watch it. It's our first big earnings cycle with vol-Q having some futures, things like that. Apple, Tesla, Amazon, Google, Microsoft all report in and around the same week. And so you could see vol-Q have some fireworks that you don't see in the VIX index itself. So watch for that spread between VIX and vol-Q to potentially widen because vol-Q is so concentrated in at-the-money options and in those 6 mega caps that are going to have earnings at the end of the month.
All right, Mark, great stuff. Thanks for joining us on Trade Talks, and thanks for joining me. I'm Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at Nasdaq.